Welcome back. We're doing a Wet Brains fitness segment featuring yours truly, Benjo and I. So we've
What's up?
somewhat like decided to come along and talk about some of the fitness aspects that we have in our lives, the journeys, the things we do, and maybe some more things that we have in mind. So come along and keep watching. But I think for like this episode, I think we're just gonna be discussing like very the basics of like where did we start and things like that, what we do now, the progress we've gone along, and things like that. So sit back, relax, and enjoy. And Bender's leaving.
Hell yeah. No, I'm not leaving. Look, I'm staying. Don't worry. Okay.
Yeah. I think like an important question to begin with is like, although we've told this story to each other like thousands of times, I think it's important to say like where did it all start and why did it start?
That's a good question. Are you
Yeah.
asking me, or is this just like, are
Well,
you just putting it up
I'm
there?
just putting it out there, but it's definitely asking you. Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. It works out. Um, Dude, like I think when it all started, um, by like at the end of high school, there was like a very strong sense of self hatred towards the way I looked
Mm.
and the way like I appeared to other people, whether that be like my physical appearance or how people perceive me in general. And in high school, I guess, like, I don't know, I really did not like myself. I still don't like myself to a certain extent now, but
Damn.
I feel like I feel like that can be
Damn.
said for a lot of people.
Yeah.
But yeah, so yeah, it just started with a shit ton of self-hatred, and honestly, that was the driving force going forward for my fitness shit. Like going forward, I always on days where I didn't want to work out, like I told myself, fuck, I hate myself, and I took a scoop of pre-workout and I went to the gym.
Nah,
It was that.
honestly, yeah,
So
that's. I think it's quite relatable for like a lot of people. I don't know. I feel like it's a common factor for a lot of people that were, a bit big before they started working out. Well, a bit big's a bit of an understatement for some of us, but like I think I was in the same boat as you, because like I was on the I was huge. I was huge. I was a thick boy, right?
hmm
And then, I think it's like around grade 10 or something like that during the summer for between grade 10 grade 11. I sort of got somewhat fed up with being so like big. Mostly because like, well, it was just the idea of not wanting to be as large as I was anymore, and also because like I wanted female attention. All right. And then when you're like big, they're always like, "Oh my God, you're so cute. You're so cute. You're like a teddy bear." And I'm like, I don't fucking want that, right? I don't want to be a teddy bear. I want to be like handsome, you know?
Hell yeah.
And then like, it made me like it was summer was like what 2 months. So I made me like cut a lot of fucking corners in the very get go, you know? I'm like I'm like trying to find out ways how I can fucking lose weight, trying to find out ways how I can like burn fat, trying to find out ways how I can get muscle, like all that shit. And I was doing all these random ass fucking things that I was reading on the internet, bunch of bro science bullshit, shit like that. Because like I didn't know any better, right? And then I was out there like ego lifting and when I was in the gym, and even like some parts of the beginning of grade 11, I was ego lifting. I'm like pumping this, like I only do one muscle because this muscle's the good muscle. Fuck back, fuck legs. Like I don't need that shit. All I need is to be like broad, and then it sort of bites you back in the ass.
Yeah.
And I feel like this is a common thing for a lot of people, right? Like I feel like like when you first started lifting, like did you have any set goal in mind? Like did you have a set workout, or you just like started pumping weight?
That's a good question. So initially, I didn't. I had a very broad goal. So like for the first 2 weeks I started, I had a very broad goal. It was more like, okay, I just want to lose weight and I want to look good. I mean, I think that can be said for most people when they start
Hmm.
out like their fitness stuff. Like it's more or less like, yeah, I want to look good, whether it's for the summer, for the beach, or just like in general. Like you don't want to look like shit anymore, and that's totally fair. That's a good goal. But after the first 2 weeks, I started to realize like, I think I need more specific goals, which then I got more specific with my goals, whether it was adding like 5 pounds to my bench press to get, I want chesticles. Who doesn't want, like, what boy doesn't want them chesticles? So Yeah, I got more specific with my goals. I got more specific with what I wanted, and uh, that that led to a more sustainable, I guess you could say, outlook on the way you do things. Because if the goals are very broad, um, it's kind of hard to like achieve them because it's a whole spectrum, right? When you say that, oh, I want to look good, what is looking good? you know, it's a loaded kind of statement thing. But yeah, essentially that's it. Yeah.
No, yeah, I get that. I get that. It's just like when you set like such unreasonable goals from the very beginning, like you want to be like, I want to lose X amount of weight, right?
Mm.
But then like how are you gonna go by through it? Like are you gonna expect to lose a certain amount of weight per week, per month? Like what's the time span you're looking at? Or do you wanna like what are you gonna do for it, you know? Like I think with a lot of people, especially around like upcoming like January, right? They always start off like with the new year, new me kind of bullshit. And they're like, I'm gonna hit the gym, right? I'm gonna start pumping iron and shit like that. I'm gonna do workouts. I'm gonna get fit, right? They say that, but then they don't try to like look at things like what do I want to do specifically? What do I need to do for myself to reach my goal? And I think that's somewhat unfortunate because you sort of realize it only after a while in the gym because you're sort of stagnating, you're sort of losing motivation, you're not seeing the
Yeah.
progress that you think that you should be getting, even though like it takes months to get the kind of progress that a lot of people want to get. And it's sort of to like think about like how we should really approach the gym. I think it's something to consider is when you first try to approach it, is try to like do your research. It's not easy to just like hop into the gym and just do like a bicep workout thinking that you're like I'm gonna burn 500 calories in doing this. Like fuck no. At max you're
Yeah.
gonna be earning like burning 250, and yeah, that's with like a very intense workout, like a very intense weightlifting workout.
Yeah.
And people don't really realize that, and especially with like
Yeah.
diets as well. That's what I think. Just they don't have the notion like, oh, like it's fine if I work out and eat the same way. Like no, the reason why you're still fat is because you still eat that much. And it's
Yeah.
something you have to like consider, like eat healthier. And yeah, there's a whole spectrum what's healthy and what's not healthy, but there's things that are better for you than what you should be eating. Like not gonna lie, if you went to like high school and you bought like Japanese food every day and you were like, why am I getting big, bro? You're eating that Japanese food. Like you should. There's obviously something better for you that you should be eating instead, or it's something you can
Yeah.
make for yourself at home, which you can bring to school, or
Yeah.
do for yourself like outside of school. But it's understanding that there has to be like a mixture of like stuff both in the gym and outside the gym to order like get some fitness goals.
Absolutely. And it's I think one thing that facilitates that kind of mentality, like, oh, I can just eat the same way and work out, is that there are some people that can do that, but it's mainly, well, not mainly, not to discredit people's hard work, but it's their genetics that allow them to eat a certain way, whether that be shitty, unhealthy,
Mm.
or healthy. I don't know. It's fucking. I guess it depends on you as a person. But yeah, so like if your genetics allow for it, dude, you can eat the same way and still look incredible. Like I have a few friends that can do that, and it's just like it's annoying because they can eat like a lot of junk food and still look good. Obviously, I don't know how their like internal health is looking like, but that could be like a whole nother thing. But yeah, it's one thing that facilitates that is that these people who don't really know much about fitness obviously look to the people like, hey, how do you work out? Like, what should my diet look like? This and that, this and that. They look towards the people who look good, but uh, it sucks because it's just not common knowledge that genetics are a big facilitator for how a person looks and like what they need to do in order to look good. Because some people they don't need to do much to look good. Other people they need to work a shit ton. They need to work really hard to look good, and it's there's that disparity and that lack of knowledge just like circling around, which sucks. But yeah, there's that.
Well, yeah, I do think that, there's something that people have to realize is like everybody's body is different and everybody's body, operates in a different way. And for example, like from what I've known and what I've experienced is that like for me, I can put on weight relatively easy, right? Because like I have a relatively slow metabolism. Maybe that's just probably just because I'm fucking sitting down all day and shit like that. And I'm only like not that active, right? But Like even then though, you have like relatively lean guys with a six pack, just and they can eat whatever the fuck they want and still relatively look like that. While if we ate the same way they would and had the same amount of like a relatively like physical activity, despite if them not doing much, we'd probably gain weight. And it's all
Yeah,
about like how your body operates. And it's not the best ways to like the best way I think to approach fitness is not try to like find a diet that works for someone else, but it's a diet and exercise that works for you. And it's all about mixing and matching things, whether how much weightlifting you should do per week, how much cardio you should be doing for a week, what type of cardio, what type of weightlifting, and that kind of shit. Because if
yeah,
you're trying to approach things from how it works for someone else, it's probably not going to work for you, or it might work for you, but it won't be somewhat sustainable. And it's all about like
absolutely.
your composition as a person and how you're able to respond to certain things.
Yeah, yeah. Which also is like I guess this is a good segue into um, the type of fitness that we do.
Mm.
Because number one, like yes, I definitely agree that you should do what works for you, but you should also definitely do things that you enjoy and that works for you. Because if you do things that work for you but you don't really enjoy it, yes, it'll work. Yes, you'll see results, but at the same time, it's like it's unsustainable in the sense that you're probably going to get burnt out really quickly because you don't enjoy it, right?
Yeah.
So like in my case, I do at the moment I'm doing some like powerlifting style stuff because I want to get stronger. I want to feed the ego. Okay, I want I want to go to the gym and be like, yo, check out these fucking plates that I'm banging out right now. Like I just want to. That's what I want to do, and I enjoy it thoroughly. Like even though like right now, I just like injured my rotator cuff slightly yesterday. That's why I had like a little ice pack earlier on, but I don't mind it. Like, yes, injuries like they're preventable. Granted, I didn't warm up properly. Granted, I didn't set up properly for bench or whatever. But it's part of the process. You get to learn things that like, hey, um, like you need to warm up. Hey, you need to set up properly. Hey, you need proper form on this, on that. And it's here's the thing: if you don't enjoy that, if you don't enjoy your type of like workout or your type of fitness, then you're not gonna be conducive like to learning. Like your type of fitness, you won't want to learn because you don't enjoy it. You're just gonna use it as a reason to be like, hey, um, I don't want to do this anymore because it's just fucking stupid. Like I'm just gonna get injured. But um, you know, different views, different perspectives, so on and so forth. Like, yeah, you do calisthenics, right?
Yeah. Well, originally when I first started, I was a fucking gym bro as well. Hitting the weights, and like yeah, it brought me great satisfaction being able to like do those kind of fucking exercises like the bench, squats. I love squats so much. I love bench press. Um, I wasn't a big fan of like deadlifts and like rows, partly because like I'm like, oh, these muscles are obsolete. I don't need them. Right. That's the shit you probably say in the very beginning. But yeah, like in the very beginning, I was a very big fan of like a lot of gym based movements, and these movements like so to previously go back because I sort of want to talk about how you want to enjoy what you do, right? Like I feel like the mentality is you should be looking forward to going to the gym. It should be an activity that you enjoy doing. Like for example, if you enjoy reading or you enjoy like playing video games, you should have that same kind of attitudes towards going to the gym. You shouldn't see it as a chore. It should be like a reward for yourself, like, oh, I had a hard day of school, I'm gonna go work that shit off at the gym, or I had a hard day at like uni, I should go work that shit off at the gym, right? Something to reward yourself for your capabilities and something for you to enjoy. Because it's having the ability to like see your body perform at a capacity that it may not been able to done so before. And I feel like once you have that kind of mentality, you would enjoy going to the gym and you would enjoy taking fitness as a passion. Because I think it shouldn't be something as a chore whatsoever. Because it's not a chore. It's taking care of your body and it's pursuing greater goals for your body as a whole. And that's just my take. So like that's how I try to perceive things. But
Yeah.
yeah, going back to how I work out. Like yeah, right now, partly because like um I wouldn't really want to work out in like an enclosed gym because like COVID and all that. But also at the same time, like there's a free park I have that's like a 10-minute walk, and it's free. So like there's nothing I really have to pay for. So I gave calisthenics a try, and that involved like a lot of body weight exercises. So like push-ups, pull-ups, Australian rows, Nordic hamstring curls, split squats, calf raises, and a bunch of other like more advanced movements. And I've really been enjoying it because it's quite different. It's actually been like significantly different from how I feel towards like when I used to like lift weights, and it sort of made me like humbled me in the terms of like how much I can actually do. Like to be honest, like I didn't realize how weak my back was until I started tried doing pull-ups, and I'm like I can only do four. But then I've started doing like other supplementary exercises to help strengthen my back alongside the pull-ups. And I think there's a variety, like Benjo does powerlifting, I do calisthenics, but I think there's a variety of exercises and type of exercises that you can do that eventually you might find the one that you truly enjoy, whether that's just weightlifting, powerlifting, calisthenics, uh, gymnastics. There's a wide variety, and I feel like if you try one and you don't really like it, then I think you still don't have an excuse because there's still a wide variety for you to pick from, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. There's just so much to do, like in terms of fitness. There's a lot of different outlets that you can choose to work out, to exercise, and um, unless like I guess you're on the verge of dying, then it's like you don't really have an excuse to find or to not find things that you don't like to do, right?
Yeah.
Like unless you're on your deathbed, like fucking gasping for air, like like dude, there's so many ways you can work out, and there's a lot of diets out there as well. To that can suit your needs and suit your wants as well, right? Speaking of diets, um, are you on a diet? Like what kind of diet are you running right now?
Um, yeah, I'm on a very weird kind of diet, I guess, but it works for me. So throughout like Monday to Friday, I eat relatively healthy. So I have like two servings of vegetables. And I normally eat meat at night because like meat's expensive. But my basic rundown is my breakfast is always 2/3 cups of oatmeal, 1 scoop of protein powder, and a serving of fruits in it, like blueberries. And then that's just my breakfast, and probably with a coffee. Sometimes I add like 2 eggs on toast and shit like that, but normally I keep it like that. That's like this one staple. Lunch, I don't really tend to have it because I don't feel hungry. But if ever I do, I just have like a can of tuna or just like a little bit of bread. And then I work out at like noon or afternoon. And then towards like the evening, I have either chicken breast or turkey mince or lean breast turkey mince, one or the other. And then I have that along with like either broccoli, spinach, or some vegetable. And then I normally have like a protein shake at the end of the night. That's basically my diet on the weekdays, and sometimes it changes. Like sometimes I'll have like Mexican food, like I'll make some Mexican food with like Mexican spices, and I'll have like low carb wraps and some fibrous vegetables, probably like spinach. But
Mm.
in most cases, like that's what stays constant. But then on weekends, I fucking pig the fuck out. Like Jesus Christ, I'll have like a tub of ice cream on Saturday, 2 bars of chocolate, and then a fucking whole like bottle of like no sugar Coke. Like that's the reason why I can still fucking function as a person and still have soft drink. Like literally no sugar soft drink. Not sponsored by the way. I wish I
Oh,
was.
dude, Coca Cola, come,
Come
come,
on,
let's
baby.
go.
Come on, baby. Sponsor me, baby.
Give it
Let's
to us,
go. But
dude.
yeah, like I drink that shit on the weekends like as water. And there's probably something bad with it. I don't know what it is, but there's not enough research, so like I'm fine since there's no
Yeah.
research. But yeah, it satisfies my cravings because like I have immense cravings for like sweet things and sugar. Um, and also like I do have like a lot of fucking junk food. Like I'll probably get like Hungry Jacks, which is like the Australian version of like Burger King or McDonald's or shit like that. Like I'll just eat like a fuck ton, like sometimes 5,000 calories in a day just from fucking
Oh
eating.
yeah.
And that's like on Saturday and Sunday. And then as soon as Monday rolls around, I just stop. Right. And I think that's like a good balance because like I'm normal. I think I would probably be on a slight caloric deficit, which means like I'm taking less calories in than what my body needs. through Monday to Friday. But then on the weekend, I'm just like pumping fucking big numbers. But like it works for me. It works for me because like I keep my protein intake relatively high throughout Monday through Friday. So you know, I
Yeah,
feel pretty good. This has
that's
been
good.
sustainable for like the past couple of months ever since I got here, since like Feb, March, something like that. Yeah. What about you?
Yeah, no, that sounds really good actually. Maybe I should switch to that too. Just joking. Well, maybe I don't know. We'll see.
Mm,
Well, for me, well, the sun's coming in now, so it's fucking brightening up my fucking visage, my face,
mm,
dude. Fuck. Um, for me, mm, I'd like to say that I count calories. I don't really do that at the moment, just because I don't know. I've gotten lazy and also school stuff beforehand. Not that school inhibits the counting of calories. I just use it as an excuse. So, um, but at the moment, I think I'm eating around 3,000 calories every day. Um, even though I work out 4 times a week only, but it's just to facilitate like necessary uh, growth, or like, I honestly don't mind a bit of excess fat at the moment. It's okay as long as I can like get the numbers up and get my form correct, and as long as I'm recovering properly, it's fine. I don't mind it. And that's what's happening. I'm recovering okay, save for the fucking shoulder. That shit was retarded, but that was my bad. um, and then yeah, so like on a day-to-day basis, I think in the morning I have some oatmeal with milk, brown sugar, and some cinnamon. That's always good. And then a kiwi and a banana for the carbs. And then I go work out. And then after that, I have 2 scoops of protein. And then after that, I have lunch, which is salmon, some rice, spinach. And then I have a snack, which is more oatmeal, milk, brown sugar, and cinnamon again. And then for dinner, it switches every now and then. Sometimes it's chicken, sometimes it's salmon, sometimes it's something my family orders, and so there's that. Yeah, it's good.
yeah. Like there's big variation between our diet because we obviously have different goals, right? And
Yeah,
there's like the same thing what we said. Like there's always something for you. It's just whether or not you want to put in the effort to find it out. Like, it's like trying to find a diet that works for you. It just takes a little bit of research on your part to like find out the food groups, the things that you need, and what helps you achieve whatever goal you want to achieve when it comes to being like pursuing fitness as a passion. And it's a little journey for everything. It's a journey for the diet, it's a journey for the workout, it's a journey for the body and physique you want. But you have to put in the work for the things to like come to fruition.
absolutely,
Yeah. Um,
absolutely. Yeah, go ahead.
no, you can go ahead.
Well, I mean, yeah, you definitely have to put in the work. Like, there's just no doubt about it. Whether that's doing research, whether that's sticking by a diet that you've tried out recently and you think it's not working and you want to give up, like, don't do that just yet. Don't give up just yet. Like, try it out for a bit longer, because usually people give up like on the first 2 weeks of the diet, or like a week into the diet,
Mm,
and that's just not enough time to facilitate significant change.
yeah.
Um, and yeah, there's that. And whether that's also working hard at the gym. There's a difference between working hard at the gym and then working recklessly or like working out recklessly at the gym.
True.
Some people like to go really hard at the gym. Like, there are bodybuilders out there who, like, when they do leg day, it's very like high volume, a lot of reps, a lot of sets. But although it's a lot of work, they follow it up by, they don't really work out legs very often. They work out legs probably once or twice. Yeah, once probably like every 2 weeks, sometimes, and that's allowing enough rest and working hard at the same time. That facilitates growth, that facilitates change. So don't work out recklessly. Don't just go to the gym every single day and pump out like 20 reps for every exercise that you do. You want to be able to go to the gym, find a sustainable workout regimen that you can sustain year round, life round, probably.
Mm, mm,
Yeah, and be smart about it. Don't just like don't just like mindlessly work out, because that's, number one, it's hard to keep track of progress, and then number two, it's just like Um, it's a little risky in a sense, but yeah, there's that. So
Yeah, it's like the what 4 weeks to feel the difference in the gym, 8 weeks to see your development, and like 12 weeks for someone to notice. I think that's what they
yeah,
normally say. And
yeah,
that's like
normally,
what 3 months, 3 months of continuous dieting, working out in the gym, whatever way you're working out, and 3 months just for someone to notice, you know. So that's what a kind of commitment that you have to realize, you know. And even then, like I think we can have a whole other episode when it comes to like dieting, but you know, the one thing that makes people really give up right away, and what I've somewhat noticed from my own experience, is having like an overly restrictive diet. Because like if you have an overly
yes,
restrictive diet, like you cut out too many calories, you cut out one food group just because like, oh, carbs are bad, like no, or like fat's bad, like no, because like you're gonna miss it, you're gonna crave it, because if your body's not having enough of it, it's gonna start craving it, right? Like if you
yeah,
literally, if you're not having enough carbs and you wanna, because like you think carbs are the worst thing to ever happen to the human body, you're gonna suffer greatly because you're obviously you don't know what you're doing and you're trying to get into ketosis or you're trying something else. Like, are you having a different source of energy? Like, it's all about trying to find a proper balance between whatever you want to do fitness wise, your physique goals, and also whatever you're capable of eating and what's in your surrounding, right?
mm,
Like if you seriously think that just chicken breast, brown rice, and broccoli is the way to getting whatever physique you want, like yeah, it is, but you're gonna have a really shit fucking time.
yeah,
Like,
true.
imagine boiling your chicken and not seasoning it, right? Like, who the fuck
Yeah,
does that? Like,
God,
who would boil a chicken breast, which is already the most driest piece of meat you can ever have, and then like, oh, I'm not gonna put seasoning, bro. I don't need that salt.
oh
Like,
my God,
that's just a recipe to ask, like, you're literally eating depression. You're
dude,
eating depression, dude. You're literally giving yourself dog shit food, which you could
that's
make actually
horrible.
taste nice, right? Like chicken breast can actually taste nice if you actually put in the effort. And like that's the thing is when it comes to dieting, you don't have to like follow like this. You like do A, B, and C. You can do a little bit like A, and then you can divert it into something like that. Like there's so much variety you could do, and it's just not limited to like this one cookie cutter format. Like
Absolutely,
it's so malleable, you know. And I think Benjo
yeah,
and I can go into it like in a different episode because like there's so many like nuances when it comes to dieting. So like it's not just one way fits all. It works. Everyone's different. That's true. That's what I think.
absolutely. Everybody is different. You're absolutely right. So it was a funny thing there about
Yeah,
eating
that's
depression.
just dude. It's just the worst.
uh, it's depression in food form, dude.
It really
It's just white
is.
white pieces of dry meat, dude.
It really is. It
Oh
really
God,
is.
yeah.
I remember like the
Uh,
days when I just eat like cold fucking chicken breast and not like the days where I just pan fry chicken breast and like it's just so dry. And I'm like,
I
oh
feel
no,
that.
I can't add anything to it. That's extra calories, bro. Like seasoning, I don't need that. I'm eating it over
Yeah.
brown rice or quinoa, and I'm like, I'm having the worst fucking time of my life. Like I enjoy food, and what I did made me not enjoy what I eat. Like you have to enjoy it. Like food has to be enjoyable, you know. Like imagine eating chicken breast, like dry chicken breast, quinoa, and broccoli, 5 days a week, 3 times a week. Like at one point, are you gonna say, I don't want to fucking do this anymore?
Yeah.
Exactly.
I mean, unless your job is like being a bodybuilder and like you're cutting down into I don't like like insanely shredded proportions, then yeah, I guess you have to suffer 'cause it's your job or whatever. But
Yeah, but like,
dude, if you're yeah.
like, I don't know, man. I feel like if you're already a fucking bodybuilder, you wouldn't really need to listen to us if you're fucking that good already.
Exactly. Yeah.
But yeah, like that's the thing. Like, I don't feel like whoever's listening is probably out really like a professional bodybuilder. IFBB pro already. If you if you're already an IFBB pro, I think you're probably doing your own thing, so you don't need to listen to us. But if you're just like an
Yeah.
average person like us, then it's something to consider. You don't have to suffer necessarily to when you're like dieting and exercise. You can still enjoy things.
Absolutely. I agree. But yeah. So, yeah, this was just a quick introductory episode. Um, so like we just talked about, we just glossed over how we got into fitness, a bit of our journey, some of our regimen, um, and just the type of workouts that we do, the type of fitness that we do. But yeah, you guys can be expecting much more from us in terms of fitness content. We probably will be going more in depth about diets that we've tried out, diets that we're
Mm,
currently on, and also note we're not like dietitians or nutritionists. Like this is what we've tried, works for us, and the research that we've done. Okay,
yeah.
like we're not extremely knowledgeable on the subject, or maybe we are like in comparison to the average. I don't want to say that. Never mind. We're we're okay. Maybe we're not, but anyway, yeah. Um, yeah, we're definitely going to be talking about a lot more stuff in the fitness industry and what we do in terms of fitness. So there's that.
Yeah.
You want to add anything?
No, not really. Other than just like, stay tuned, I guess.
Yeah, stay tuned. That's
All
fair.
right. We'll catch you guys in the next one.
See ya.
See ya.